the next thing is applying the primer. Okay, so I bought this Odie purple primer, and basically just wipe it all around. Scent. And you want to make sure you put just not a generous amount, but just enough to coat it. Next thing is you want to make sure, and again, when you have the plastic PVC weld, you want to make sure it's flowing like water. It's not goopy. Okay, like this is actually watery, so this is good. And just apply it all around. Once you have that together, what you do is just push it through. Give it a quarter turn and hold it in place, because what's going to happen is that it's going to want to push right back out. So just for a few seconds, maybe 30 seconds or so. Okay. As you can tell, I had already, that was one of the first welds I've done, and worked my way towards the pipe of the sump pump. Now here I have 290 degrees with a little bit of, I believe it's like 6 inches of PVC in between, where it bends and then bends down, okay? And from there, I did not want any of these pipes behind the wall, because what I plan to do in this room is sheetrock the whole thing, and so it's not going to be as attractive, but it won't be one of those rooms where people will walk into as it's being finished. And so it's going to go past the sheetrock on this side, and then travel downward, and then thereby connecting to the pump. And I do have these brackets. Let me try to pull one here. So I have these tie brackets. Typically they're supposed to hang like this, and that end is actually connected to the ceiling or to any beam above, but I'm going to use it this way, where it'll keep this pipe stable and not keep it from rocking or anything like that as the pump is working. Okay, so what I also did was, because this is actually a 1 1/2 inch. I got one that's a little bit larger, close to a 2 inch. I can't find another one here. There we go. This is a 2 inch one, and you can tell that it's very easy for it to slide up and down, as opposed to the 1 1/2 inch. Obviously that's without tightening it. And what I plan to do, because as I mentioned earlier, it does rattle, and I wanted to have some type of cushioning. I could not find any foam to use, so I'm going to use this insulation foam that you can get at any department store. I'm actually just going to cut it, right, and then open it up. So you have maybe about a little bit more than 1/2 inch. And what I want to do is get pieces of it and wrap it around the 1 1/2 inch pipe, like so. Okay, and then obviously I'm going to get the other half here. And then with my 2 inch hanger, I'm going to obviously take out the bolts, take out the screw that's there, and then open this thing up and then squeeze it around it. So it'll act a little bit more like a dampener. And I'm not going to do it everywhere, just that there's someplace that is fairly close to the sump pump. So I got my foam, alright. I got them on both sides. One of them is a little bit longer than the other when it wraps around. And it should fit nice and snug around the PVC pipe. Okay, the next step, as I mentioned before, got my 2 inch hanger, and I'm just going to, let's see, so you want to kind of spread it the hanger apart just a little bit, enough for it to fit all the way around. Okay, you're gonna slide it through. This one you'll slide through, and then right at that point it would clamp on. Okay. And then what you're gonna do is squeeze these together with the screw that they had it come with, and then you grab your Phillips. Oops. So it's gonna be kind of hard because I'm the only one here. And then you just turn it nice and snug around. While you're doing that, you want to make sure that everything is leveled. Now, I just use this 1/2 inch just to hold the pipe up. So I'm just going to take this out completely. And this is just going to pop right out. Now this will actually be the one too. There you go. Just going to loosen it up a little bit more. And there you have it. I'm going to tie this into this 2x4 that's going across the way. But let's see, try to get good lighting here. So that's what it looks like. So, because that's going to vibrate down there, okay? And at least this will absorb some of it. It's just a dampener, but at the same time, it'll keep the PVC pipe from moving around as much. Once I have this one already secure, okay, I mean there is movement, but that's because it's there's a little play with the galvanized hanger. Now it's to run it along the wall, the beam above me. So now I have this. This is also a 2-incher, okay. Again, going over a, you can see how much space there is, and that's with the same thing, because it's going to be attached to the wall. I'll be doing the same process, but now using this like so, and then obviously this part here will be attached, these 2 screw holes towards the beam above. Okay. There you go. So it's actually drilled above and below. And it's not squeezing the pipe as much as you think, because there is foam here. So it's giving a little bit of play, but at the same time it's keeping a certain distance away from the wall. That's kind of hard to tell, that much distance away. And still providing like a dampener for the rattling, if it does rattle. Now the sump pump is supposed to be very quiet, but I still feel a little bit more comfortable this way as well. So knowing that it won't be as loud if it is loud. Okay. The pipe that is coming out of the other room is going this way, and all I did was, again, just welded it together, primed it, and used the cement. This one I actually used a rubber elbow. Now, the reason why this pipe is not all the way to that beam there is because they're not in line with the room next door. Okay, so I don't think that's much of a problem because I did use a hanger up there, come down from the ladder. Okay, and then I'm gonna go over. So you can tell where the exit is. That's where the that black PVC flexible pipe is. It's leading out that direction. That's all cable, coaxial cable. So I did put a T at the end here, or in the middle. This is actually the low point. In the event that we have to get any water out, you have access to it. Okay, and I just have to put a nozzle there or something. So I'm just gonna keep on continuing, and then take it outside. So I'm going to make another connection from this end here, this T, and have it elbow going this direction. So if you follow it, it'll actually take you all the way down there. And now I have to drill a hole through the house to get that pipe, the 1 1/2 pipe, heading out. The discharge pipe from the previous pump measures 1 inch. So this hole that was made through the house was made with 1 1/4. I can't try to find those numbers here. And because there is a pre-existing hole, I have to, there it is, 1 1/4. I had to drill this out of a piece of scrap wood. I'm going to place this little piece of wood, and it's going to act as a guide for me now for this drill bit here to make the hole. So what you do is you slide it through. Now this part will actually go into the hole, which is now the wood rather than a drill bit, and it'll drill right through the house. Okay, so I'm just going to do is just fit the fitting inside, like so, and then just slowly drill in. Okay, and try to get a little bit closer here. There you go. So I'm almost there. There you go. And we are through. So it's a nice clean cut around. Alright, so I'm just about done. Okay, I had connected all my pipes together. I did not do video on connecting PVC pipe. You see one, you see them all. It's just a matter of cutting everything and measuring twice before you cut, and using the primer as well as the glue itself. Unfortunately, in the process, I actually knocked over my primer, so you see this huge purple stain there, and man, the fumes just got to me. I had to stop for a bit. Now that it's a little bit dry, the fumes will probably stay here for a little while. So anyways, that's the start. And as it rises, again, as I mentioned in the first part, I wanted to get a valve that was either equivalent to the size of the pipe or larger. Okay, I didn't want to make it any smaller than I needed to. I am going to return that check valve. Okay, so the pump it's a low pressure system. It's nothing that's really huge that'll blow out the these rubber connections. Okay, anyways, I am going to keep an eye out on that. And okay, watch out, my cat's in the way here. Okay, move over there. Okay, so to keep the pump from rattling back and forth, all right, I have the tie downs for, these are the hangers for piping. So what I did was I attached one there, and I will attach another one maybe on a right 90-degree angle or something like that, because that's like a wooden outdoor wood in that pit. So you can tell it starts off as 1 1/2, turns into 2 inches, and then back to 1 1/2. Okay, This, what the stop valve is there, or I'm sorry, the check valve is there. What I did was I also added a little T in the event I needed to drain any water out. At least I can unplug that right there. Okay, so it keeps going up. I have a hanger here, and I used again the same thing with the foam. So there is movement, but it's not terrible, and it still keeps it in check. As it goes up, I showed you guys earlier that I did the same thing with the foam. Oh boy. And the pipe just keeps traveling up until it loops, turns, and then over to the next room. Okay. Again, everything is 1.5 inch. When I come into this room, same thing, everything comes back down. Now, I didn't want to drill any holes through the beams because there's just so much wiring that I have to clean up. Okay, so all this mess is going to be cleaned up, but I wanted to do this tonight. It is raining as we speak, which is like the worst time for me to do this, but now I was in a rush. And from that point on, it hooks back up and out. Now, because it drops down, okay, this is the low end of the pipe, I did have another T there. In the event I need to drain the water out, I didn't have to do that, but I did anyway, just because, again, you just never know when you're gonna need something, and you have to cut the pipe or something, and all this water just gushes down, and you have no control over it. So, after the pipe leaves outside of the house, there's just about 2 or 3 feet of pipe just sticking out outside of the house, and I'm gonna have to do something with that right now. I do have extra connections and extra 10-foot pipe that if the the pump starts working, at least I can make an extension that's further away from the house, no big deal, and support it at the same time. Now, these hangers right here, I put 2 of them here, are exactly, they fit against the pipe itself. So these are 1.5 inch hangers. I did not use the foam because the further and further you're away from the pump, the further the vibration, the less the vibration there is. Okay, so I am actually looking forward to seeing this thing work. Perhaps not tonight because the connections are not complete outside. And I don't know if I can use the primer and the glue at like 20 degrees Fahrenheit weather. I may have to just improvise for the time being until it starts to get warmer. And that's usually around March and April. Okay? But at least this is all set, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. The last thing I want to do, which I didn't show you because I think it's very there's again a lot of videos out there to change out the outlet, but the outlet that's furthest out, if you can just trace those wires out, and it goes up right there, that needs to be changed to a GFI outlet. Okay. Other than that, everything else should be fine. This orange extension cord that you see coming out this way, this is what I was using to run the dehumidifiers and the fans after the flood. So that's why I'm saying I'm going to remove that, and may just extend just wire another outlet and then connect it to this beam here, or maybe even because there's such a huge space between here, and I think there was at one point a beam because you can see where the nail holes are, and so I'll just probably put another outlet there, so that way the pump doesn't have to go up and over, it just has to come right here. Now, keep in mind, excuse me, that I am going to finish this room, so I didn't want to put any pipes against the wall, all right? I mean, again, I didn't want to, I'm sorry, behind the wall. So once this room is, I'm going to remove this shelving unit here, remove this shelving unit here. These pipes are going to be sticking out by close to 6 to 8 inches, all right? So I'm just going to sheetrock behind it and have the pipe come out. And it'll be easy access as well, because it's right there out in the open. Now, the reason why I put these rubber elbows I actually put one down there too. Mainly because if that pump fails down there, I do have a backup, a spare or what have you. I can just disconnect it from down there, switch out the pump, put the new one in there, and everything would fit just right. Okay, I'm just looking ahead. I know this is a little bit overkill, but I'd rather spend an extra few dollars than an extra few $1,000s of like gutting out my whole basement just because of a water leak. Water damage is pretty expensive, so for those of you out there that thought I did a little bit too much, I don't give a shit. All right, because I'm just protecting my investment. Alrighty, so the last thing I want to discuss actually is the ring water sensor. Okay, there's so many sensors on the market that if this thing reaches a certain level, it will alarm you. Okay, I do have the ring system to the house. I added these things in different areas of the house where if there was a water leak, it would pick up. Downstairs is definitely one of them. There's one in the laundry room, a couple upstairs. Okay, I don't anticipate any leak to occur. Okay, but if it does, at least I know, and I'll be ready. On Christmas Eve, when there was a water leak, I mean, it alerted me through my phone. I have Alexa's upstairs. It alerted me through that. It alert me through my ring alarm, and it possibly called my sister to let them know that there was a water leak. So the lowest point of this area is actually right across the way, which is right here. Okay, so I mean, at that point it'd be too late. So I got to figure out a way to get the thing down here someplace. I don't know if I need to just tie it down, Velcro it or something. But hey, that's better than nothing, right? So and that would definitely grab before it'll inform me before anything else worsens. Okay, so I think that any sump should have some type of water leak sensor or anything. Again, this is your house. Unless your basement is not furnished and there's nothing there to protect, then you got nothing to worry about. But in this case, I do. So again, I hope this thing helps out. And again, if there's anything that I did wrong, let me know, please. Okay, and I think that should be it. All right, thanks. Okay, bye-bye.